What's going on, everybody out there in TV land, the internets, the interwebs, whatever you're doing on your tube? Welcome to the first installment of Grizzly Beer Stories, and that doesn't mean that it's like some violent story that has beer involved in it somehow. No, that means that, California, grizzly bear, this guy right here, and that tattoo will probably be its own story sooner or later. But yeah, this is gonna be a channel dedicated to me sharing two things at the same time. It'll be me sharing stories that have happened to me and reviewing beers, much like the Omegang neon rainbows that you see in front of me right now. Yeah, it's gonna be, depending on the story, it could be shorter, could be longer, along with the reviews, but it'll hopefully be a good time. I know it's gonna be a good time for me. I hope it'll be a good time for you as well, and get you interested in some new and different beers, and you get to hear what I think is a good story. Okay, so let's crack this one open and give it a pour. I'm not really any kind of beer expert. I couldn't tell you, exactly what different hops do or whatever. I mean, I'm learning, but I'm no pro yet. But I do know a good beer when I taste it. This one's got a good color. Really, really good color. Oh man, can I pour a good pint? Oh, so close. Oh wow. I can already tell this one's gonna be good. So today I will be sharing with you my thoughts on Omegang's neon rainbows, and it's a hazy double IPA, so it might not be for every mortal palate out there. And I'll be sharing the story of when I was a young child in a small town in Central California, and yeah, good times. So on the first real drink, that's a strong beer. I can already tell that most of you people that consider Budweiser and things like that good beers are not gonna like this, but it's definitely a good beer. Where to start? I guess I grew up in a small town in Central California, and there wasn't, there's maybe 10,000 people when I was growing up, and single mom, and she relied on me and my brother, but more me because I was the older brother, to help her with stuff. So she would often send me to the supermarket, and I still very much to this day remember the first time she sent me to the supermarket, or at least around the first time, because the events of that day, I'll never forget them, and they've stayed with me since, and they are how I handle business when I go to the supermarket. Yeah. So mind you, the supermarket compared to where we lived was not that far. So it was a safe trip, and a small town of 10,000 people. Basically, everybody knows everybody. So there was no big deal with sending a 7 or 8 year old to the supermarket. Oh man, look at that color. That is hazy. That is hazy like a MF. That's Metal Face Doom. I showed up. She said that, I think I remember this day, we needed lettuce, tortillas, and maybe a couple of other things. But those were the clinchers. That's what helps me remember this story. And so I was like, okay, I knew exactly where the supermarket was. So I got the money that she gave me and went to the supermarket. I picked out a lettuce, I grabbed some tortillas, and I checked out. On my way out, with the change and everything, I happened to catch a glimpse. So actually, this might be a double story, because this is also another one of those events that kind of changed my life forever. Upon leaving the supermarket, I caught a glimpse of what would come to be my digital love, or at least one of my digital loves, Super Mario Brothers. Whew. Let me tell you, I look forward to every supermarket trip after that. Man, what is that? That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart or the weak of palate. So yeah, Super Mario Brothers on the way out, and I think in the change I might have like 1 or 2 quarters or whatever. So I popped one in, and I didn't know what was what. I think I might have made it past the first level that first time, or not, because I had another quarter. So all I know is that every time I looked forward to going to the supermarket. I would ask my mom every day if she needed me to go to the supermarket for something, just so that I could get another round of Super Mario Brothers in. And that was great. But back to the original story of me going to the supermarket for the tortillas and the lettuce. Yeah. I get home, and I'm proud of myself. I'm a big boy. I went to the supermarket by myself. I got some lettuce and some tortillas for my family, hunting and gathering like a good man. Oh. At first, I wasn't too convinced by the hazy IPAs, but man, not that unfiltered or not hazy IPAs aren't good, but there's just something extra raw. Can you see all of the haziness? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, you can see some of that goodness, like the bubbles churning and filtering and all of that stuff in there, the little bits of hops and whatnot. That's how you know it's good. I get home with my bag of stuff, and in my tiny town, it was no big deal seeing a 7-8-year-old kid walking to and from the grocery store. I probably saw at least 1 or 2 grown-ups, people, maybe kids, I don't remember, that I knew. So I get home, proud of myself. I hand my mom the bag. She reaches in the bag, and she goes, "Wow." And I'm ready for the praise. I'm standing there, yeah, I did good. She said, "This is horrible." And all this, instantly deflated. And I stood there waiting for her to go on, and she just shook her head and couldn't believe what she was looking at. And I thought I had bought, like cabbage or something like that, like I don't know what I had done wrong. As far as I knew, I had done everything right. Oh well. Really, if you like any kind of, see, this one is strong and it's hoppy, but it's not super bitter like other IPAs. Really, really good. So I stood there waiting for her to start explaining, and she just, when she finally, got past all of her very visible disappointment, she said, "Wow, I can't believe, what you brought home." Again, I thought I had brought home a dead cat and some cabbage. I don't know. And she said, "Look at this lettuce." And so it was lettuce. And she said, "Look at this lettuce." She said, there's like no substance to this lettuce. I apparently got a big head of lettuce, but it was very, very hollow. There was like nothing to it. And she said, when you pick a head of lettuce, you want it to be solid. You want it, you want there to be substance to it. You don't want it to feel empty and hollow and light. I said, yeah, In my head, I thought, right, like that first time you taught me how to pick lettuces when I was 4. And then she went on to my pick of tortillas, and I was like, there's no way I could have messed up the tortillas. Tortillas, there's stacks and stacks and stacks of bags of tortillas. And she goes, and the tortillas. Oh man, that does go down really great. The tortillas. And again, I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, because the lesson on picking good tortillas was right after the lesson on picking good lettuce. She grabs the tortillas and she flips them over and she goes, you see the ones on the bottom? How they're all like undone and ripped apart. And she said, if the bottom one looks like that, at least another, however many, 7, 8 look like that. And I said, oh, in my head, I thought, oh no, 7 or 8 bad tortillas out of a, 3, 4 dozen pack. So that was a big learning experience for me. And again, I'm 40 now, and thinking back on it, like I hold those high standards for tortillas, especially the corn ones. Going to pick, I have shared with every single one of my boys, these are the standards for picking a good pack of corn tortillas, so that if and when I ever send them, they know they'll be bringing back none of that crumbly, falling apart stuff. And the same thing with the lettuce, like you want a good, strong, solid head, just like the ones we're born with, especially in my family, big head. Anyway, yeah, those lessons have stuck with me a good long while, and I've handed them down to my kids preemptively so that they can hand them down to theirs, because in our life, and by that I mean Californiano, in California, you need good lettuce and you need good tortillas if you're gonna have good tacos. Homemade tacos, not the taco truck, street taco, TJ tacos, you want to call them Tijuana tacos. At home, when you make good tacos, you need good corn tortillas and good lettuce. So, yeah, that's about it for that one. I mean, the Super Mario one, yeah, that was definitely something, and it was great, to have my first dose of video games, because we didn't have any kind of system at home, so it was good. It was great every time I got to go, and that time was definitely a learning experience. What else can I say about this Oma Gang? It's really good. It's really good. It's really strong. It's hoppy. If you want to venture into strong, like, man, maybe I shouldn't have started this channel or whatever off with a hazy double IPA, but you know what? No better way else to start it, right? It's gonna start exactly as it should. So I hope you come back for the next installment. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't get to open my second can because I thought that this was gonna take longer, but yeah, welcome to Grizzly Beer Stories. See y'all next time.